How's it going? Jonathan Dunkerley here. You can call me Dunk. And today we're going to be talking about how you can take a podcast and repurpose it into a whole bunch of different pieces of content on YouTube using tools like AI tools like Descript and other amazing tools just to really simplify the process of repurposing high quality content. So today I am joined by Chris. He goes by C2M, and I'm going to bring him up right now. And we're going to go over setting up his profile so you could actually just follow along. Let me just, I unmuted you, Chris.
Happy Sunday, Dunk. Appreciate it.
Happy Sunday. If you wanted to tell a little, everybody real quick, just about what your podcast is and what you're trying to do, and then we'll get everything set up and get going.
Yeah, so I'm Boston based and we have a lively acting scene here. A little slow now that we're closing out the end of the year, but one of the things I want to do is really create a space for local actors to, one, get informed about, the business of acting, right? But then two, and then there's a lot of opportunity in just talking about entertainment. And I think when you can't be on set, right, and then the next best thing you can do is to network, right, because that will probably lead to you getting on set. So that's the thought process, and Dunk is nice enough to kind of show me what it could look like to do this on YouTube. So very excited.
Awesome. And just so everybody knows, like, I am a big YouTube advocate over all the other video platforms, and there's a good reason why, because the algorithm on YouTube, it wants to reward you when you get views. It wants to reward you when you get people to watch your videos. So if you lean into what YouTube wants in order to get more views, it's going to give you things to get more ads to play on your videos, because that's how YouTube makes money. Now, you could also monetize through things like, which I do, affiliate marketing. You can grow an email list. You can grow a community. All of these things you can and should be doing them as well. But, you could still be making a good living off of affiliate income, or off of the ad income, but then also being able to create all of these different streams of income from one platform. And I'm not saying don't dabble in the other platforms, but if you are doing video, YouTube is the platform you got to be on. I'm just be blatantly honest. YouTube is the platform if you're doing video. Like, we're streaming on X right now as well. And if you're on X, great to have
it's
you
audience,
here.
right? I think
yeah, I mean, like, it's great.
The YouTube audience will just kind of pick this up a lot easier than they would on X and other platforms, right?
But yes, because like, I am live right now, so people might see me live on X, but the thing is that I get views on my YouTube videos for years and years and years and years and years after I publish them, whether live, short, or long form. So that's what we're really talking about, how you could take a podcast that, like we're sitting here. I'm using a tool called StreamYard in order to stream and bring on a guest. You could do that, save all the content. And now with the power of like AI, I can create passive income by repurposing that podcast into a whole bunch of different pieces over and over and over again. And I don't want to make it any harder or create a whole entire business for myself or a whole job for myself. I want it to become an income stream where I could just share my opinion, have great conversations, and then have a living based off of that, and not worry about being so stressed out all the time. So we're going to dive in. If you aren't subscribed on YouTube, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. It really does help the algorithm share these videos with more people that may need to know this stuff. And also, leave a comment if you have any questions, and make sure that bell is rung, because I don't always schedule these lives. I usually just go when I want to. I know people say you got to schedule them, but I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm not going to. I'm not going to schedule the lives. It's not going to happen. So make sure that you have that bell on. Jump into my community, which, by the way, if you would like to jump into my community, it is this one school, Wealth on Autopilot. And yep, and it's completely free. So links are all in the description on YouTube. So I'm just go ahead and share everything. I'm going to turn on this feature of StreamYard. We're going to have this ticker at the bottom. And these are all affiliate links, and another way that I monetize, because when I talk about tools that I'm using, I could easily share a link. So some people are going to jump in through affiliate offers, and some people are going to join my email list. So I have those two different ways that I can make sales and make extra income with these videos. So, all right. How's it going? All right.
Am I on the news?
Not the news, but close.
It is the news. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't want to be full screen. I want to be picture in
Mhm.
picture so you can see both of our faces. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we are going to set up the channel and make sure that it's set up well, because I think that a lot of people when they start YouTube, I can actually guarantee this because I get so many questions about these things, and I could either just pull my hair out of frustration of hearing people ask these questions over and over, or I could just show you how to do it, right? So let me just bring this up. So this is what you call it. It's the YouTube Studio, and you just go there by going to studio.youtube.com while logged into your YouTube account. So here we have our dashboard, which is the page that it brings you to whenever you're go into your account. But this is a brand new channel. We don't have a logo. There's no videos uploaded, obviously no subscribers yet, no analytics. It's a brand new account. All we've done is we have verified our account with our email address. And now I'm just going to quickly run through a few of these things. And Chris, if you have any questions or please jump in. I am kind of covering up my screen right now, so just so I can
Oh
see
yeah,
this other one because I'm on the
I'm sure there'll
laptop.
be questions, but definitely as you're going through,
Yeah,
I'll
just
definitely pop in.
yeah, chime in whenever you need to because I can't see your screen because I am it. You can create from anywhere, by the way. I'm in an attic visiting family for Thanksgiving. I brought a few things with me, but I made it work. Go create. Don't think, I don't have my best equipment with me. Just go and create. Doesn't matter. People want to have this content, whether it's shot with a cell phone. If you only have a flip phone from the late 90s, go use that. No excuses.
Well, to that point, Dunk, if I was on a phone, would this make it more challenging for you right now? Because I'm on a laptop in a basement. But for a guest, if they're on one of these things, should they be on a laptop? Does a phone matter? What are your thoughts?
So I'm using StreamYard, and I'll bring this up to show you real quick. I'm using StreamYard, and if you do want to follow along and use StreamYard, there is a link to it in the description on YouTube, as well as in my affiliate promotion list over at my school. Again, school.com/wealth on autopilot. But you're going to be able to do a lot of things with StreamYard when you're on desktop that you're not going to be able to do on your mobile device. One of those things is that you right now with Chris, I told you that it's going to record your video locally, which is great for podcasts. You don't want it to be like this, where you have, where's the example, like this, where you have like Zoom or Skype, and it's dependent on the strength of the internet. But you might want to have like maybe I have a 4K camera and I want it to look nice and crisp. Maybe we both have, but if I zoom with a 4K camera, it's not going to look nice. It's still not going to look nice. It sucks. But if I stream with StreamYard, I could turn on that feature and it's going to save your 4K video, upload it into StreamYard's cloud, and then put it all together. But if you're on mobile,
Mhm.
it doesn't have that buffering space. So you can't do that.
Gotcha.
So it's going to
Okay.
just give you the stream and not save that file. So if you are on mobile, it's not going to save the other people's camera image in their audio file because sometimes it could be the difference between something glitching out on an internet connection or actually having a good quality image. So if it were me, I would always try and do it on desktop. But again, if you want to go live on YouTube, go live on YouTube. But as far as being a guest, that's one of the down, you can go on
Okay.
live
So
on
if
YouTube
I'm
from
a
your mobile.
guest on anybody's, podcast or live, if I know they're using StreamYard, then I know that natively I'll get a copy of the recording.
It's a setting they have to turn on. Like it's a toggle on or off because it does take
So,
up
so I
some
can
of the
request. I can request that if someone's like, "Hey, be on my podcast." I use
Mhm.
StreamYard. I can say, "Hey, can
You can ask.
you?" Okay,
Ask,
awesome, awesome.
would you
Yeah.
prefer me to be on mobile or are you trying to record the native? Do you need, and it's great that you would know about it because now you could be aware, like, is this something you're going to use? Are you to repurpose this video? And if they are, then you could just go ahead and grab your content through StreamYard or just have them be on a desktop and grab the content through StreamYard and repurpose it and have higher quality. But it just ask them. That's my best advice. Just go ahead and just ask them what to do. So let's dive back into this. I just wanted to break away and make sure that that was you know, covered. But so dashboard, pretty straightforward. And I'm going to go through these real quick just because I want to get to the settings, because that's what we're here to do, actually. So that we have this tab, which again, it's empty. but we have like our videos that if you upload a regular video, it's going to end up in this tab. When you start uploading shorts, you're going to be able to put it in this tab. And then when you start doing live streams, they'll end up under this tab. And posts, which are basically, you could think of posts, they kind of like Instagram posts. They're the 4, 1:1 aspect ratio square. You could put some text next to them. You'd even promote links, and they work very similar to like Instagram posts. So those will all populate here. Then we have playlists, similar topic, create a playlist. Now, if you have a podcast, which is what Chris is talking about doing, you can take that live stream, record it with something like StreamYard, for instance, and stream out your live stream. But now everything's been collected and all of those pieces, and you can go and re-edit it, even with tools like I use a tool called Descript in order to repurpose a lot of my content. And I'm able to take a live stream, and since everything's downloaded separately, I get a whole bunch of different options on ways that I can repurpose that content, which is really good. And then I could actually post this as a proper podcast, and then also have a RSS feed, which sends the audio out of YouTube and into into so other people can watch it on other platforms besides YouTube. And then promotion is basically ads that you want to run for a video, which if it were me, I wouldn't even look at this until you really understand how ads are going to affect your video. YouTube, first and foremost, is an organic platform. All right. So you have any questions, Chris? No.
No, I'm good for now.
Cool. So analytics, we're going to get to the part where I get to actually do some analytics. You just have an overview. Basically, I have it set to, by default, it's 28, but you can look at all the different amounts right here. Just seeing the range, how many views you got in a certain amount of time, watch hours, and subscribers. All this stuff will start to populate as you start to create content. Then content, you could just, again, it will start to populate in here, and you could look into the different analytics for each one. Audience could start saying like, okay, you have more males or females or people that are in this country, and it's going to start to break that down. And then there's also inspiration. As you start creating content, YouTube will start suggesting content that you can create as well that's similar to your content that's already done well. And then just in the top corner right here, there's an advanced mode. I'm not going to dive too deep into this right now, but you could really dive deep in analytics in this advanced mode. But just know that it is there. Cool. And then community, basically anytime that somebody comments on anything, your community tab post or any of your videos, it will just show up in here. It used to be called comments, but now it's called community. And you could filter it and say only the ones that are I haven't responded to, and you delete that filter. But any of these filters just to find the videos that you want, or if you've been mentioned, somebody could tag your handle, which we're going to get to in a minute. And then you would be able to, it would show up in your notifications, and people would see that connection that you're connected to that video somehow. Now, then subtitles, this is just showing all the different subtitles, drafts, and published. Subtitles would be like if you wanted to upload your own subtitles into your video on YouTube. Okay, and now copyright. Again, you're not going to need to deal with this until you are monetized on YouTube. But once you are, if somebody, say, downloads your video and re-uploads it, or somebody uses your content without your permission, you could flag it here. And also vice versa. If you do the same thing, which don't do that. Don't steal other people's content. There's so much out there that you don't need to steal anybody else's content.
So this is just like any video. Like I don't need to be a brand. I don't need to be like Coca-Cola or something. But any type of thing. Hey, just don't knock stuff over. So basically, though, any type of any video, that's your content. And if someone were to take that without your permission, that's a copyright thing, but only enforceable if it's only enforceable if you're monetized. Is that the way to understand it?
Yeah, they don't let you do any copyright claims unless you're monetized, because you're not running any ads on your videos anyways at that point. But if what they'll do is if you do get a claim on you, they will run an ad on your video whether you're monetized or not, and then that money will go to the other person. But until you're monetized, you can't rebuttal the claim.
Okay, gotcha.
Like removal requests. It's basically you'd fill this out and you'd be able to ask them to remove content.
Is that common? Has that ever happened to you? Because you've got a lot of content out there.
I've
Is there a dunk clone out there?
I've shut down entire YouTube channels that have cloned my channel. Yeah, I mean, and
And
if
why are
you're
people
watching,
doing that? Is it just an easy way to,
what
they
I
think, to get
found,
content? Like, is it malicious or is it
I
unintentional? Like,
oh,
do you have a
it's
fan
malicious.
out there, or is it just
Oh,
people
no, no.
or
Oh,
okay.
no, they because I make most of my I get this comment, like, I got this comment just in my YouTube, one of my videos the other day, because I was talking about how I'm making, passive income with, with AI, and then they made some smart ass remark going like, "You couldn't have been making $500 a day on doing this. You're only I looked at Social Blade, and it said your channel only made the average of $250 a month. You're a liar." I'm like, "You have no idea how to actually make money online." They think that the only way to make money online is from ad revenue from, and a third party software is actually showing them. So yeah, it's not a it's just not the way that it works. Uh, I mean, you use YouTube as a traffic source, uh, and then that traffic that traffic that you're sending to YouTube can go to a whole bunch of other things like affiliate links. So people will save my video. So one of my affiliate videos does really well. They'll download it using one of the many video downloaders, re-upload it, and then sign up for that affiliate program and just try and re-promote it because those videos make me money. But as far as YouTube can tell, they don't know I'm making that money. But people that see a affiliate based video that does well, they'll scrape it and then they'll just swap out my affiliate link for theirs and just rip me off. Maybe change
Mm.
the title or something like that. But
And
yeah,
does
it's pretty,
YouTube flag it? How do you tell? Like, you
because
just have to be lucky and find it, or
YouTube
okay.
analyzes basically every pixel in the image, and I'm not exaggerating. Every pixel that gets uploaded gets analyzed. Your thumbnail gets analyzed by YouTube. If you have the wrong expression on your face in your thumbnail, YouTube may interpret that as something that may go to one audience versus a different expression that goes to a different audience. So YouTube will analyze. Like you could actually, I gotta figure out, remember where it is, the link to it. But they do have a tab where you could take your thumbnails and drop it in, and it will actually show you how YouTube will rate that video or that thumbnail. And but anything in your video, whether you say it or you could have, there's stories about somebody that had like a gun hanging out on the table behind them, and then YouTube saw it sitting in the background, flagged it as a potential like violent video because it saw it in the video. So they literally see everything, cannot hide anything. They see every pixel, every line gets analyzed, and you think that you think that they don't know about your content. They know about your content. Uh, but okay, so I'll send you that link. I just got to remember where the native
Yeah,
one
I'll
is.
follow up with you after. Appreciate it.
So now the next one is earn. This is just when you get monetized, there's some metrics that you need to go through. You can have watch ads, short ads, memberships, which are basically like, think of it like a built-in Patreon built directly into the platform. If you do live streams, supers are basically like a super like, or you could say, I give you $5 and then my comment bumps up to the top, and then I'll make sure, oh, this comment bumped up to the top, and I'll go like, oh, yeah, I'll actually reply to it. Because a lot of times when you're live streaming, a whole bunch of comments don't get answered because there's a bunch of people commenting at the same time. But this way, it bumps it up to the top, and it's a way to say thank you to a creator that is putting in their time to create content for you. Uh, and then also shopping, which is you can create things like shopping shelves, maybe merch, talking about different ways to make money. You could just create a store like on with Spring Tree and a whole bunch of those Spring Tea. Sorry, Spring Tea. I don't know. Let me know in the comments which one it is. I can't remember. But there's a whole bunch of those print on demand services that you could just link there and have a store built into your channel. Again, I believe that the shopping unlocks at 500 subscribers, if I recall. You don't need to have the full 1,000 subscribers in order to have a shopping shelf, which is a kind of a cool thing if you are getting traction. Then right down here, it just shows like the metrics that you need in order, you need 1,000 subscribers in order to get ads to play on your videos, or you could do the short route, which is 4 million, 4 million watch hours in in 365 days, and you also need to have 10 million views on your shorts in 90 days. So depending if you, that may seem like a huge number, but for if you're really doing shorts, that's actually doable. I monetized before shorts were around, so I did the 1,000 route, but I could see how a short channel could do really well with this because 10 million views in 90 days is not that much for short form content, believe it or not. And this is what we did earlier. This is the verification, just making sure that our account is verified. So, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Cool. I think we're still doing good on time. We just started, but we're still good on time. So then we have customization. And I just want to go through this real quick. We're going to come back to this in just a minute, but we have our banners that we could add in here, which could be like the banner. And you want to think about the banner on whatever platform you're using. So I'll explain the reason why I use a particular layout for my banners, because you want it to look good on a TV, you want it to look good on a computer, and you want it to look good on mobile. And then you have your picture. And we were saying we rolling. I don't know if you wanted to change the name. Was that what you're saying, or just the handle?
I'm up for either. The reason I picked We Rolling is it's kind of, industry adjacent and not already being taken, because Quiet Onset, like I said, seems to be medical related. So, but I'm open to interpretation or suggestions.
I
That's a
mean,
better way to say it.
I interpret Quiet on Set as a movie thing personally, but
I
we
would just
rolling.
have to have a hyphen in it. So that's the challenge.
I don't know. I
And
mean, you
this
could have.
goes back, and this goes to if I want a domain to match, right? And so that's,
Well,
I think
if
that's
you
the
want to have a
challenge.
handle to match.
Mhm.
Like I have a feeling like even if let's find out real quick. See, the we rolling handle is already taken anyways, so the handle is not available. That's why. So you can't have that as your handle because it's already taken by somebody. You could change this later. Is it change the name? YouTube other, because you can change your. Yeah, okay. So you could change your name in 14 days if you change it now. But if you wanted to think of something else, I mean, like what's Quiet on Set? Well, let's just look at the handle. Let's real quick. Yeah, that's already taken anyway. So
Yeah, I think we need an E in there too. But
Oop,
like I said, we could play around with that. Or
don't
like I
quit.
said, if
No,
I have
don't
the
quit.
2 weeks to change it,
Don't quit on set.
which happens, you see it all the time.
So either way, you could change it. Like we could leave this for now, and you have that handle that was already there. Just refresh this so easier than. There we go. We can come back to that another time, but this is how you would do it. You change your name here in your channel under profile, and then you can claim your handle. And what happens with that, it would be like YouTube. Right now, your handle would be this. Like if I took this right here and I went to youtube.com/, and then you put the handle there like that, it's going to take you to your YouTube channel. It's going to be empty, but that is the way that you can kind of have a very short way to, like, I could tell people for this channel that we're streaming on right now on YouTube, say go to youtube.com/e-toolbox. I did realize that it used to be Entrepreneur's Toolbox, like the full name, but I realized that people don't know how to spell entrepreneur, and it became a thing. So, but I grabbed the handle e-toolbox so I could just give a real quick way for me to verbally tell people to come to my channel or my crypto channel that I have, which you know about. It's like I could tell people go to youtube.com/@the-blockchain, and they can go to my YouTube channel versus me having to give them a whole entire other URL to go to or create a custom URL and forward it to it or have a redirect. But I don't have to do that anymore. I can just have a short URL and just share the handle. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. And then if you like to, you could say what if you're male, female, pronouns, whatever. Then have a description for your channel. Now there's this thing. I don't know if you say, oh man, I don't know how to write a description. I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Look at this. It's crazy. AI gotta just write it for you like magic. So maybe we want to go through this real quick.
Yeah, there's a little background noise on my side, so I'll keep muting out. But pretty much, like I said, it's a discussion with actors about the local Boston acting scene.
All right. Ooh, that's not right. All right, give me a little bit more.
So I guess we could say it's that discussion, and it will bleed into just music and AI. So basically, talking about what it takes to be a professional in the space is I think the vibe that I want to try to establish.
Look at me not knowing how to spell discussion. Man, why have my times? There we go. Look, spell check is the best inventions in the world. So we will something like conversations about the state.
Yeah, the strike, AI, like bleeds into music. So all these things that are kind of like adjacent to being in the industry. That's kind of what I want to be fair game for the eventual podcast.
So I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to highlight that and delete it. So one thing I always do with AI is I always like to frame it first. So you are an you focus on helping creators make highly engaged content. Including video podcasts, there we go. One second. And then I usually just say, do you understand? At the end.
This is so interesting because I've never framed it that way, but it makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. All right. One other thing I always like to put, you never make anything up.
Yeah, I love the disclaimers, right?
Check everything. If you don't know something, you look it up. And make sure it's. Now you can go down a deep rabbit hole of creating like my prompt that I usually copy and paste when I start doing this, like the one that I do for my YouTube videos is like a mile long and I just paste it in there. But now I can just do this. It's going to absolutely understand, blah, blah, blah. There you go. And now I can paste this part that we had. And write me channel. It was the channel description we were doing, right? Yep, a channel description for a channel called. I'll just still call it We Rollin'. Change it later if you want to. We Rollin'. Live. Okay. And now boom. Okay. See what it gives us. We rolling your inside guide to the Boston acting scene. Dive into candid conversations with local actors about the challenges, triumphs, and unique opportunities in the Boston thriving entertainment industry. From navigating the evolving landscape of acting to exploring the impact of strikes, AI, and industry trends, our live discussions and podcasts tackle it all. Catch highlights and shorts for quick, engaging highlights and insights into the state of the acting today. Whether you're aspiring actor, seasoned pro, or just passionate about your craft, We Rolling is your go-to channel for authentic industry stories, advice, and behind-the-scenes updates. Subscribe now and join the conversation. Are you happy with that, or would you like to dive deeper?
Oh, I'm happy with that. I think that's a great
Perfect.
start.
Great. You could always adjust it. And when this is all done, what I'll do for you, Chris, is I could share this link with you. I don't know if you know you could do that. I could share this conversation from ChatGPT, and then you could just continue it later. And it's already been primed.
Well,
And
that is insane. I did not know that.
yep. So I'll just send this to you when you're done. When we're done, and if there's any modifications
Oh,
and you just want to
and for
like,
what we're doing for StreamYard too, because I know I was about to kick off a Space and Entra. If I wanted to invite Moses to this, does that throw us off? Should I keep it to just us two, or
no,
do
just
you want to
it's the
save
same.
that same link, right?
It's the same link. With StreamYard, all what I would do is I would add in one of the beautiful things is I could add in another person, and he would just pop in underneath you. And when he joins, joins in the green room. And yeah, it's a really streamlined StreamYard way to do it. So yeah, go ahead and share that link, and I'll just continue and get everything going. And he's welcome to join whenever. So when you do this, you paste it. Just make sure that you always publish, because if you don't publish, it's not going to save it. So you hit this publish button. And now if I go over here and if I hit refresh, it's added it in here. So hit more and you have your description. And thing about YouTube is, remember, what is YouTube? It's a search engine. So you want to make sure everything is as well SEO optimized as possible. It's never going to be perfect, but that's just make it as optimized as you can. All right. So, okay. So now we're going to just go down. You could add a language. It's, I speak English. Do you want me just to throw it in as English? I assume
Yes,
you're going to speak
please.
English.
That would be the goal. Yeah.
Go to. All right. We were rolling. Wait. Wait. Oh, that's channel translation. That's the wrong thing. Sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. Never mind. That's the other thing. That tab wasn't there before. Okay, so now another thing that you could do right here, um, where it says links. If you add links, say you have it to your school account or I have it to my school, or say you have it to a landing page, which again, we're talking about making passive income, and you want to have email sequence and you want it automated, you can create a landing page with something like Kit or Go High Level or whatever autoresponder you're using. People opt in, and then you're going to be able to start making passive income just by having traffic coming to your page. So do you have a link you'd want to add in there right now, or you want me to move on?
No link for now.
Okay. So just know that you could add a link in there, then contact information. So for instance, I have an email address in mine is just contact@jonathandunkerley.com. So if somebody wanted to contact me, it would be able to send that. It would go to my email address, which I have through Google Workspace. So if you want to do that, it would be a way that people could contact. Maybe they wanted to be on your podcast. You could say, contact me in the the email below if you are interested in jumping on the podcast or however you want to do it. You could also have a link in your like a pin link of a application to come and join the podcast if that's what you want to do. Cool. And then this one right here, it's optional watermark. If you wanted to add in a watermark in the corner of all your videos, it would just display the watermark, which you don't have to do this, but just know that that's there. I do it on mine. I just use my PFP, like the same PFP. Cool. You feeling good? Move on to the next tab.
Yes, please.
Cool. So this is something I can't really do right now because you don't have any content on here yet, but you could turn on the home tab, which is this page right here, once you have content on it. But then you're going to be able to say you do live streams or shorts. You could add these things, add sections onto your homepage and just kind of just design it from this page. If you want to have your upcoming live streams, like I could just say, I want upcoming live streams. Like, and you're going to have like a bunch of lives. I could say that upcoming lives and then move it to the top. Really easy editor. Maybe it's past live streams are popular. Maybe you want to have your podcast. You could add it in here, or I think you could add a playlist with your podcast in. You could add in a channel trailer. It's just whatever you want. You could say, if I'm live now, which is what I do, I could say, oh, I want it to pop up when I'm live now to show everybody at the top that I'm live. And any of these things, it's just up to you.
And so how does that live notification work? Just so, because I'm very new to YouTube. So if I have that live now on and I go on, it just like people would natively find that. Like, I'm just trying to understand.
So you'll eventually get pushed into the algorithm, but what it means is when somebody comes to your page, this page right here at the bottom, it's when you're live, it's going to show that you're live. Like if I go to my channel right here, go to YouTube, you'd see it says I'm live right now because this is the live now tab. Right here is live now tab. Now this was the videos that are doing these are like past live streams. These are popular videos, and just put them in whatever order makes the most sense for your channel. Shorts, I don't really have a lot of people that come to the page to look at shorts, so it doesn't really make sense to have the shorts at the top, or I could even just remove them altogether if I really wanted to. So just design it however you want, but you could have up to 12 different sections here, but just don't overdo it. It doesn't have to be too many. I think this is already a little bit too much. Like you probably don't need shorts in here. You might want to have a playlist. If you're going to be doing a lot of live streams, then, it's an easy way to say past live streams that are doing well. You could do that. Or if you want to have your videos and your podcast just featured here, you're going to have to play around with it as you start seeing what people start to view, you're going to be able to find out what they want to see. So if I refresh it, I think it's going to show empty tabs now. See, I added the home tab right here as I hit publish. And now we have the home tab, and you also have the community tab, which is what we were looking at before, which I said was sort of like Instagram. This is what you'll use Instagram. We could dive a little deeper into this in another video if you want to, or at another time. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but this is where you kind of like post images, polls, text polls, quizzes, or re-promote a video that you've uploaded in the past. So
That sounds cool. Moses said he'll join, and I know you've talked to Bez, so we'll see if we get a response from Bez, but we may have Moses soon. And you'll automatically see that in the green room? Is that
I
distracting to you, or?
Oh, no, I can see the green room. He'll just the way it will work is he'll just pop up right next to where you are. Because I mean, if everybody doesn't know, I'm using StreamYard, and
because it's public, he'll just pop up because he has.
Yeah, but I have to give permission to put them up on the screen.
Gotcha.
Okay. Got to make sure because hey, none of you guys saying anything inappropriate on my channel. So not this. Keep it safe for work. You know what I'm saying?
It took me the longest time to understand what that acronym was. I was like, what is this? Work. Yeah. I know now, though. Find out the hard way.
All right. Oh, we're almost done with this section, and then we get to the fun stuff. But this other one, show you real quick, audio library. That's it. So it's audio library, and you can just grab these things. Some of them require you to put a little thing in the what's the word? Something in the description, just giving credit to the person that created it, but most of them you could
Oh,
just
I see.
put it in. If it ever says you do, just
Classical
drop that in
music
there.
by Beethoven, something like that, so they know you just didn't create it
Yeah,
on your own, right?
most of them don't require it, but I think that most of them don't require it, but here, I think it's right here. Attribution. So I could say like I only want to see the ones that I don't need to have attribution, or these are like the ones like that. These ones do require the attribution. So it says you can post this, but hit details, and it will show you what to put into the description. Could be a link, whatever, proving that you have the right. But if you don't want to worry about that, just click on attribution not required and whatever other filter you want to add in. And then you're not going to have to worry about getting flagged for any kind of like copyright. Just do know that if you are repurposing to other platforms, then YouTube, I can't guarantee that YouTube can't give you permission to post something on another platform they don't control. That's all.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, you can grab it from here. There's a whole bunch of other sources like Pixel is one that I use a lot. They have a whole bunch of good stuff. Uh, but if you need music, it's built in now. Sound effects as well, right here. Like little, I don't think you could hear it because it's not sharing
So you
my
don't need
tab.
like a roadcaster now for sound effects? Is that
I never
replacing
needed a
that, or would that be
roadcaster.
an
Never needed a
okay, okay.
roadcaster for sound
Yeah.
effects. Well, I mean, like
Mhm.
this would be like not necessarily for lives, more for edited stuff. And then if I wanted to have some sort of sound effect that I built into the my live, I would, I could have whatever, something to trigger sound effects. There's a whole bunch of things that people use, but you just
Gotcha,
don't need to
gotcha.
pay for it because
Okay,
YouTube
okay.
gives it to you for free. Cool. So now I'm gonna go down to this bottom thing where it says settings, and we get a whole different tab of fun. So now we have our general. This is just you pick your currency if you're gonna get paid. I'm in the United States, so I'm gonna pick dollars.
So you're setting this up even before you get monetization
Mm-hmm.
rights? Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's just a default. If you want to change your currency default, this is where you do it. But it's always usually
No
set to
crypto
your
options, I assume, right?
no. There's
Just
no
checking.
crypto options on
Mhm.
YouTube yet. I think maybe someday. I'm sure someday. I mean, there's a lot of things that didn't exist. Okay, so now the next one is channel. And let's just go through these three different tabs. So basic information, we have United States, and then keywords. So now look at this. So now you might want to go back and fine tune this as you go, but now let's go back over to ChatGPT. Now, okay. Now I need the channel. Sure, they are SEO optimized. So I always tell it just to make sure it's as SEO optimized as possible. Make sure that it's SEO optimized, and you know about.
And it's just playing off of what you had put in before, so it already knows it's YouTube and all that. So it's
Yeah,
literally
it's
just
we're having the conversation. What I'm
beautiful.
gonna do in the end,
Mhm.
what I'd say is like what we'll do is we'll create a prompt based off this conversation that then you could drop in anytime that you start a new conversation with ChatGPT. Just so everybody knows, I am using ChatGPT Plus, which is the $20 version, but I do believe that the ChatGPT 4.0 is available for free, but they don't have the 01 preview available or this 401 with Canvas available. If in case unless I'm mistaken, but I think that this is available for the free version. But okay. So I hit that. Ah. So now to fix that, I just say write them separated by commas because I don't want to copy each one individually. Now I just grab this, hit this little copy button right here, unless you want to copy and paste the whole thing. Come over here, paste those in here. Boom, boom. It was 500, didn't tell me earlier, but usually they're 500 for keywords. If you want to go back in here and fine tune this, as your channel evolves, I would recommend coming in here and making sure that your channel tags, because this does think about you, give YouTube as much information about you as possible so it knows who to put you in front of as many people as possible. So now I'm going to hit save. That's one thing. I'm going to do that every time, because if you don't do that, I've gotten into a situation where I've gone through several of these tabs and then a glitch happens and I don't have it, but they're there now. And now I can hit advanced settings. Now under advanced settings, most of this stuff is fine, but now we have, do you want to set your channel as made for kids? Now for me, no, this channel is not made for kids. And what that means, if you don't do this, it's going to, I want to review this setting every time. If this is not a kid's channel, I don't need to click the box saying it's not for kids every single time. That's one extra thing. And you would think, oh, that's just one extra box. One extra box that you could avoid having to click by setting this stuff up is going to be a game changer for you. I'm not even kidding. Like one extra box can make a big difference. So I just hit no. Now you could add in Google Ads linking. Again, you're not placing ads, and you're not collecting anything right now, so you don't need to worry about that. This is just mainly if you're placing ads. You don't need to worry about that until we'll cross that bridge later. Um, mhm. Now you could also, this is filtering out your transcript. So it will take your transcript and remove things that you might have said that are inappropriate. Like if you say the F word, it will remove it from the transcript. I just leave it because, I like living on the edge, but what do you want? Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that was rhetorical. I would uh, I would say just for lack of a better term, just go with the standard defaults, right?
Yeah. So disable interest-based ads.
Mm,
Those are ads that are playing on. Again, these things aren't things that you need to worry about too much until you're monetized. Allow
yeah.
viewers to clip your content, which means that when you do a live, somebody else will actually be, you're giving people permission to officially clip your content and share it. And I know people like, oh man, why are you just clipping my podcast and sharing it? They're giving you free advertising. What's wrong with why would you not? Why
So
would
if
you not?
let's just say if we had like a famous actor on and
Yeah.
people wanted to clip it,
Hmm.
you're saying that basically like because this is already checked, people can just do that automatically.
Yeah, they can clip it, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
all internal within YouTube. So you clip it and repost it. It's not. It knows that it's a reclipped video. It's not like you're going to be able to create a library of things that you could post on 20 different platforms this way. So, but I allow it. So if you're wondering, so I'll hit save again and go back to
Mm.
the next one, and then upload defaults. Now, this one you could have a regular title. Maybe you want to have a regular description, just so you know, if you are live streaming, it doesn't fill this part in for the live stream as you're using a third party software. But the only thing that I usually, mm, I switch that to or I leave it on public, or I put it on public. That way I don't accidentally stream to no one. Now, look, we need tags. Now I'm going to come back over to ChatGPT. These were
And the tags are for search
good.
purposes, or what is the
Yeah,
purpose of the tags? Okay.
they basically, we're giving YouTube as much information about what our channel is about. So you could also have video tags for each video, but then you want to have channel tags. YouTube has kind of been like a little wish-wash on how much they weight tags. They've kind of gone back and forth on how much they actually are using them as something they weight, something that pushes it. So I just say, you know what? If they give me a spot to fill out, I'm gonna fill it out. You know what I mean?
No. So you feel that it actually does help
I
is what
haven't
I'm getting at.
noticed it
Okay.
hurting me, and it
There
doesn't
you go.
take. So I'd say 500 characters worth. Let's see. There you go. So we'll just grab these for now. Again, you could modify these as needed down the road if you want. It's up to you. but I'm just going to leave that there. If you do want, like, as your channel starts to get a little bit more fleshed out, you could update this stuff. So now I hit save again and then go back to settings. Now we're going to look at permissions. Now, we're not going to really have to deal with much of this right now, but if you did want to add somebody in as like a collaborator on a channel and it wasn't just you or it's a group of people, or like I created this channel and I gave it, like I transferred it to you. That's how you would transfer a channel. Maybe you're selling your channel. I would be able to sell my channel through this tab.
Okay.
You'd have to take payment, not through
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
uh,
Now, how many people can be associated with the channel?
I'm not 100% sure, actually.
Okay, okay. But right
But
now it's you and I,
uh,
and in theory, someone else or other people, depending on what we're looking at, right? And Moses is joining, as you can tell.
yep, we got Moses
What's
here. How's it
going
going,
on,
Moses?
Moses?
I can't hear you.
You're on mute.
That's my fault. I didn't unmute him.
And Dunk, as he's joining too, I just want to, are we good
Oh,
time-wise? You got about another 15, 20 minutes, or what is
yeah, I got
your,
about another 20-ish minutes,
okay,
but
okay.
we're making good time.
Okay, sweet.
How's it going, Moses?
Hey, what's going on, team? Sorry I'm late to the party. I tried to get in on Zoom. I mean, not on Zoom, on Chrome, and there were some things that I had to do on the back end. I had to give it a lot of
No
permission.
stress. We've just been kind of going over how to set up. It kind of has turned into how to set up a YouTube channel type conversation. The reason why we're talking about it for everybody that's joining now is because we were talking about how they're going to start a podcast. And in the modern day, you don't want to you're not going to go to depend on like Apple Podcast app. How often do you watch a podcast that's not video anymore? Not very often. And the thing is, like, I can make a video, do a podcast once a week, but the thing is that there's too much content out there that you're just going to very often get lost in the mix. So by repurposing your content multiple times down the road, a whole bunch of times, and doing it efficiently with AI tools, you're going to be able to create content live, repurpose it, and then have a whole bunch of different things leading to this one podcast. So instead of you having to go and create an insane amount of content every day, you could go live once a week and have your entire week's worth of content and posting every single day just spread out just from that one piece of content that you do. So you're wondering how you're going to make passive income or not burn yourself out. Well, create content live and then repurpose it in a strategic way. So
Which
that's
is
what
what
we're
Dunk
talking
is doing. We're live on Dunk's channel,
about. Yeah.
and he'll repurpose this.
Oh, this is going to be repurposed.
Yeah. And we'll also have access to it as well. Because now that Moses joined, now that he's on the StreamYard link, he would get a portion of this or eligible for a port? Like, how does that work?
Are you talking about
So if this is recorded and he's on StreamYard as it's being recorded, would he have access to the recording natively, or something we can share with him, or?
are you mean well, I mean, technically, I mean, I'm the host right now.
Yeah.
But,
So you get the recording, but you could share it with us, but it doesn't happen automatically for us as guests.
and I also, another thing is, I could have given you permission to stream this. Say you have a StreamYard account, I could have, as we go live, I could have said, I'm going to give Chris permission to stream live, stream out his content on his channel as well through Stream. So StreamYard would be able to basically syndicate it to another platform. Maybe you're on LinkedIn and you're like, but I want to stream to my LinkedIn.
Could it be two YouTube channels at the same time?
I believe, yeah. I think I could stream
cool.
to two YouTube channels at the same time right now. I just have a cap on how many places my
Mhm.
plan, I think it's 5 places I could stream to. I'm only streaming to 2 right now, but if I wanted to stream to 5 places at once, I could do that right now with StreamYard, and it wouldn't take any additional CPU or computer power. There we go. Okay. But let me just go back to this, but make sure that everything is good. Okay, so let me just get through this stuff, and then I want to make sure that we get our images. And Moses, just so you know, what we've been doing is we've created this conversation with ChatGPT, and we're filling in all of the things that we need to in order to make sure that our YouTube channel is super SEO optimized. It's going to have the best chance of discoverability. and just so you're starting off on a good foot. And if anybody also, if you are going to go live, just tell you this is a big thing that I find that people go live a day before you're planning on going live, because YouTube will start a timer to start trying to get you to verify you're a human. It's just to make sure that people aren't spamming, and I appreciate it, but just make sure that you go and try at least 24 hours before you actually want to go live, because it's not going to let you go live the first time you try. 24 hours. Cool. Let's see. What was I gonna? Okay, so right here, this is if I get a lot of people that one of the ones that I've been getting recently was, oh, this is a great video, but I found these random words. Can you tell me what they mean? And they're a crypto seed phrase that they're like pasting in my description or in my comments. And and then they're like, yeah, I know what it means. You're trying to get somebody to put it into their computer, and then it's going to either, they're going to try and get them to do something that it's a malicious link basically with a bunch of words. I'm like, so I have to keep on tagging that. But say you see a pattern where they're obviously copy and paste things that they just spam a bunch of people. I could come here and say, I could ban one account, but they could just make 1,000 more. But what I could do is I could say, like, moderate. I could actually give people moderating power. So say I was on your live and I was in the comments and the live chat, and I wanted to be able to say, hey, I'm busy being live. I don't want to get like lost in this I'm busy being live, so I don't want to get lost in paying attention to some person that's being bad in the comments. I can give somebody else permission to basically flag people or put people on timeout and stuff like that. And then where's the and then you can just go to hidden users. Those are people that you block. You just block them. They can't they could watch your content. If they leave a comment, just never shows up. If they engage, just never shows up. I don't have to worry about it. I've got hundreds of people blocked on this channel. Hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, a lot. So
when you say people, you mean accounts. Like it could be a lot of
accounts.
bots and stuff like that, right?
Who knows? I don't know if they're real people. I haven't hung out with them. I don't know. But yeah, they're all blocked. So, and like hidden users are the blocked users. Then now this is like live redirects. You could let people redirect their content to your lives. It's just if you're collaborating with people and you want to allow it, it's up to you. If you're not collaborating with anybody, you don't need to turn that on. And then specific channels can redirect if you just want it to be like, maybe I could click that and I just want it to be a certain one. Like I could just say, maybe you just want like one person that you're collaborating with to be able to redirect, but not everybody. Now, blocked words, that's the one I was talking about. If I hear like a common phrase, like, I dare you to go try and enter in a swear word in my comments right now. It's not going to work unless you come up with a really fancy new swear word that I haven't figured out yet. But there's like, anytime that I see somebody misbehaving, I just using a word, or I don't need to deal with that. If you want to go start a fight in my comments, you're going to lose. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm like, I could just get rid of you real quick. And then you're going to get really bored and really you're like, why is nobody replying to my comments? Because nobody could see them. Think about it. They think that people could see their comments. They're commenting and nobody engages. They see the comment as if it's actually there, but it never comes through. So nope. And then you could also block links from this tab if you don't want anybody to be able to put links in the comments. So pretty vote. And then default, you could say like comment on your channel. You could turn comments off here, stuff like that's right there. So then creator demographic. Again, Chris, this is something that you're going to want to go fill out. They have you fill this out kind of repeatedly. So they're going to have you do this like every year or so. They're going to have you come back and fill out this survey like every year, just to make sure that they want to know. They want to know about you because, believe it or not, YouTube's algorithm is very they want particular types of people, and if there's too many of one type of creator, they actually will push another type of creator. So I mean, just be honest, because you never know what they're going to do. But if you don't fill it out, they'll never give you those incentives, and you'll just be, you won't get any of the benefits. So better to fill it out than not. And then the last tab is just agreements.
Can you say that again? You said if you don't fill it out, if they have too many of one type of creator, they'll push. I'm assuming they'll push the one with the most traffic.
If they have, it could come down to everything from like, there's a particular language that they're speaking, to race, to gender, whatever it is. They might be pushing a certain amount. If they feel like there's too many guys on the platform, they might push more female creators. That's what they do. So it's better just to fill it out, and otherwise you're not going to have any of those opportunities that if they feel like, that they want to have the the incentive sent to you. But they are very, what's the word, vague about what it does. But everybody said just fill it out.
Probably doesn't help, but can't hurt is
Yeah,
how I'm deciphering that.
Got it.
I mean, like, pasty white guy, I don't know how much I'm gonna benefit, but then there's the agreement, and that's just their terms of service. So that's basically the whole setup. What we're gonna do real quick, is we still have some time, is we're gonna go back over to customization. And the thing we didn't do was we didn't finish this stuff right here, where we wanted to finish our banner and image. So you could do this a couple of different ways. You can come over here to something like Canva. Canva's free, by the way. I have the pro version, which is a bunch of features that I do use in the pro version, but everything that I'm showing you right now, you could do 100% for free with the free version of Canva. But hey, I use the paid version, and I love it. I think it's well worth the, what I think, $110 a year that I pay, because I just pay for the year. Saves me more than $110 worth of my time. But what you could just do is you could just come over here to ChatGPT, and you wanted to have what were you thinking about your PFP? Let's start with that.
I don't know. So I don't know if I have anything like ready to send to you. I know I could use a giraffe or something like that, but I'm happy with like a stock image that,
We're not gonna use
anything
stock
that,
images.
that.
You're going to create an image right now.
Oh, okay. So being in the industry, I don't know if we want to do the little the slate board or something like that. I think whatever would stand out, but not. I know we're kind of short on time.
Well, generate me a. So there we go. So I said generate me a 1x1 image for so you say maybe should have a film
Slate board, camera, reel, like thinking anything like that might do. Moses, you got any ideas?
I'm surprised you didn't say a giraffe.
Well, see, Dunker has a giraffe for his, but I'd probably have to have him pick something off of Magic Eden or something. So
I would say why not a giraffe skateboarding? That's different. It's still a giraffe, but it's a giraffe skateboarding. That's weird. Okay, no, we won't do that. Why don't we do
Remember, this is the PFP. This is your profile picture, not your banner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, your profile picture. That's why I was like, Chris, this is more your lane.
Yeah. Okay. What about like
you could change this later, but we're just going down.
What about those acting faces? Isn't it like the happy and sad face? Like, is that still a kind of like anything that would universally kind of be connected to acting might be good, right?
Theatrical masks. Yeah.
Let's see. Want to see what it gives us?
Yeah, I never knew you could use this for and Moses, he's got a pro version, but I assume you could do this on a free version too, right?
This is $20.
I have the pro version as well.
So,
yeah.
Now we're going to generate this image, and again, you could go back and you could change this if you want. It's all good. But you're gonna have a PFP and a banner, and people are gonna be like, you have a YouTube channel. That's all it takes.
And you still good? Because I think we got about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, we got a few more minutes.
Awesome. You're keeping time, so I just didn't want you to get too engrossed.
So this is gonna Finish loading. Come on, come on.
And Moses, since this is Dunks Live, if you want, we can hop on Entra after or something like that, depending on your time frame. So we'll figure it out.
Sure, that sounds good.
I'm gonna refresh that. I don't know why it didn't generate it right away. And also, Chris, I don't know if you know, like if you have the bot, like the app on your ChatGPT app, you could actually have conversations with it, going like, "All right, go and I want you to generate this, blah blah blah," and just tell it to generate images, and it will do it in the conversation too. It's like I need give
That's
me
kind of
5
cool.
images that variations of so and so, which I just realized the other day. I haven't really played around too much, but they added voice mode on the website too.
I might enhance the way I use ChatGPT, but right now I basically use it as a better version of Google. You know, but it
Figure
feels
out
like
why.
I'm limiting myself.
Trying to figure out why it's not loading the image. When you're live, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, I know you're a little remote too. You think it could be the connection, or is ChatGPT just being grumpy?
I think it's just there it is. It's just being grumpy. Something to that nature, but
I like it.
now look at this. So it says you. How about now we can click this, and now I can come to this little thing right here, make this a little smaller. Math. Do you like math? I like math. Highlight this part that says you that makes no sense. That good? Oop. Make sure that's there. The whole thing is covered. And it's going to regenerate it without that word. Or regenerate that part of the image. This is actually not, it's technically not ChatGPT. It's Dolly being used through ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. I love Dolly.
There we go. Pretty much the same image, but without that random word that made no sense. All right. So now I can just save that, save it to my computer, go back over to our tab over here, go, not wrong thing. Picture, let's see how messy my download folder is. Adjusted so it's perfect. That looks good to me. And again, we could update this later if you like. But now, if I hit publish, and I go back over to not that channel, this channel, and I hit refresh. There we go. We're already coming along. So, okay. Then I click that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just saying, this is great. Now let's create a simple YouTube banner for this channel. And here's the thing that people usually mess up on. Keeps most of the content towards the middle of the image. And the reason why is because you have YouTube on phone, you have YouTube on your desktop, you have YouTube on a television, and the banner exists on all 3 of those platforms. So you need to make sure that you fall in line with what it's going to look like on every single platform. Let me just show you this real quick before I hit enter. So I hit upload, or actually I have to do it first. Let me just generate it first. And while that's generating, I'll show you what actually, I would have to search forever to find that thumbnail. But It's going to generate it, and it crops. Ugh, that didn't turn out how.
It's like the Christmas version, Yule, Yule tube.
This was more than I wanted to, but the point is, like, this image right here, only this middle sliver is basically the only part that you really need to think about. This top part, you want the image to be this aspect ratio, but you don't want to have anything important up here or down here or along the sides. Everything important needs to live in the middle, because otherwise, if you're on certain platforms, things aren't going to actually show through. They're going to be cropped. So it's still generating, and we could fine tune this as we go. I know that I have to go in a minute, but we're going to get this up. And if anybody wants to know, like, what we're going to do is we're going to just drop all of this content from this, these lives into a tool. I use Descript, and if you want to use Descript, I recommend it. It makes my life easier. But you can drop your video in there and then repurpose it into the pod. Like, you do it as a live, you repurpose it into the podcast. Didn't want to listen. Oh, no. You repurpose it into a podcast. It's still generating. You repurpose into a podcast, a bunch of clips, a bunch of shorter videos, and before you know it, you're like, oh, I'm only recording once. Okay, are you satisfied with that for now, or we could mess with it later?
Yeah, whatever works for you time frame wise. And like you said, we're not doing anything right away. So tonight, next week, whatever.
But you'd be able to fine tune this. But now we come over here, upload, grab file again, this file. And this is my point. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
This part in the middle is where all the important, juicy stuff needs to live. Now, you don't have, I think this will kind of work, but if you're watching on the TV, it's going to show this whole image as your background.
Okay.
If you're on a computer, it's going to show everything that's like right here.
Yeah.
You're on TV here, computer here. You're on a mobile device right here. So I'm just going to hit save. I'm going to save that, publish. There we go. Let's hit refresh. I'm on a computer, so you see that's the sliver that it took out of the computer. But if it was on a TV, it would be higher. So I would still adjust this. I'm not super happy with this framing personally, but we could tweak it later. But you get the idea, right?
Definitely.
Cool. Do you have any questions, Moses? I know that you got here a little later. But...
No. I honestly, I'm a bit bummed I missed your spiel on the SEO aspect of things, like the data aspect.
You can catch the recording.
Yeah, I'll definitely catch the recording, and that's it. Thank you so much, Dunk.
Oh, and one other thing that I do, and this is as far as monetization for content like this, when I go live, I always turn monetization off. Like, I don't put ads on. If you want to hang out with me live, you don't need to watch an ad. But if you're going to watch the replay, now I have something that's going to live there forever. So I turn monetization off. Come here live. I'm not going to make you watch an ad before you come hang out with me. But you watch the replay. Now I have a way that I can monetize that, and I can repurpose it and all those things, monetization turned on. But when I'm doing the actual live, I turn it off. So everybody to each their own, but that's just my thing. But, and as you can see, you can keep on building this out. And this is part of the reason I use StreamYard, because if you use something like OBS or any other platform, it's just going to start, you'd have to bring somebody in on Zoom and clip out the window, clip out a window. So awesome.
I think this is cool. And I know you got to go time wise. Moses, if you want, like I said, we can move this over to Entra and keep chatting for a few. Sure. And kind of take it from there. And then, Dunk, I'll follow up with you during the evening commute, see if you're back from doing what you're doing, and we'll take it from there, man.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Dunk.
My pleasure. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us while we were setting this all up. I'm all about creating passive income with things like AI, affiliate marketing, and that's what I'm all about. And I want to make things as easy for myself as possible. And it's all about experimenting with things. If you don't go out and try something, you're like, I don't know how to do all this stuff. Well, you got to go and try. You got to go actually pull off the band-aid and not, you're going to fail. You're going to fail and it's going to hurt. But just go and do it. Like I had somebody telling me that that my like the thumbnail experimenting that I was doing really sucks. Like they told me the other day, this morning, I woke up, look at my comments. Oh, your thumbnails look terrible, blah, blah, blah. Like, cool. They're getting me clicks. They're getting me leads. They make me money. So what's more important for you, to appease the troll in your comments or to make money and passive income and actually have the life that you want? You got to make that decision. Like it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to just please everyone. And I've said this many times, there's 8 billion people on this planet, a little more actually, a little more than 8 billion. That's an insane number. That's an insane number. You don't need 8 billion people to be successful. And yes, I know that there's not 8 billion people on the internet, and there's not 8 billion people on social media. Even if you cut that in half, 4 billion people on social media on this platform, on this planet that you have access to, that you would only really need 1,000 people to truly be able to support the life that you want to live. Can you find 1,000 people out of 4 billion? Just think about that. You could do this. Anybody could do this. Anybody watching, any of you can do this. You could do this. Both of you could do this. So there is no excuses, zero. So I always want to leave you on that because I have those same limiting beliefs and I have to get over them every single day. So again, my name is Jonathan. You can call me Dunk. Keep creating, keep earning passive income, and I'll see everybody in the next live stream, which I've been trying to do every single day and repurposing them as re-uploads and shorts. So take care. Peace out. Bye.